Can't see clear through the smoke you created. I feel my feet on the ground and they're shaking. How am I supposed to save the situation? While the steps getting wasted, even though we feel the same. Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really pumped for this video because it is finally time to paint the island and put a new rug in the living room, and I love how both of them turned out, so I can't wait to share them with you. But it's different than my typical video. It's not a ton of like deep cleaning. There is some cleaning, but it's mostly just like tackling this huge project that I've wanted to do for a while and getting it all done. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank y'all so much for being here, and let me know where you're watching from in the comment section.
It goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so serious, idiots, thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass.
Kate and Bo were both very eager to step in and help me with this rug, and then you'll see anytime Kate sees some open floor, she cannot help but do some type of flip or back bend. I wanted to take a second and just thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I'm truly excited to be talking about them today because I know specifically when I'm thinking about myself, we as moms have the weight of the world on our shoulders, and sometimes we feel stressed out and stretched thin, and we just need somebody to talk to. And when you feel too stressed out, sometimes it's hard to find that happiness. And when you're trying to reach your goals, sometimes you feel like you just keep on hitting walls. And that is where BetterHelp comes in. It assesses your needs and then it matches you with your own licensed therapist. And you can start communicating within 48 hours, which is wonderful. It's not at all a crisis line and it's not self-help, but it is professional therapy done securely online. And there's a broad range of expertise with BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapists network, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available to clients worldwide, and it's nice because you can log into your account at any time and send your therapist a message. And you can kind of skip the like traditional waiting rooms where you're sitting there feeling uncomfortable. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses from your therapist, plus you can schedule weekly phone or video sessions. And BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so if somehow you're matched with somebody that you don't feel super comfortable with, or it's not really the vibe you're going for, you can easily switch, and it's free to switch. It's also more affordable than offline therapy, and financial aid is available, which is wonderful too. They truly do want you to start living your better life today. So visit betterhelp.com/Joanna Thornton, and that is better HELP, and join the 1 million people taking charge of their mental health today. I hope you know that you matter. I believe that you matter, and I'm always here for you, but I'm not a professional. And if you are in need of professional help, I really, really hope that you seek it. You deserve it. You deserve to feel better. Check out my description box for a link and you can get 10% off your first month. Okay, wanted to give y'all a good view of the console table. I really, really love it. We're gonna get a TV mounted up here on the wall because right now it's up there. The boys are playing Mario. But I love the way everything's coming together. I still need to put those ornaments up. This rug I absolutely love. I will say I was kind of thinking that I might want to turn it this way instead of having it this way because I think it makes the living room a little bit too long. But we might do that in a little bit. But I do love the colors. It's actually a dark gray. I don't know if you can see. And then like a cream color instead of like a bright white. Love it. I've had my eye on it forever. In fact, way back when on my YouTube community tab thing, I asked y'all if I should get this rug for the entryway or the one that looked like the one in our living room. And y'all picked this one for the entryway, and I loved it too, and I still love it. But I just really love this for in here. I'm so excited about it. But now we are moving on to the island. I got hopefully all the stuff I need to paint it, except for I did order some Floetrol, I think that's how you say it, from Amazon. That's supposed to be here tomorrow. I ended up going with Bare Blackout for the color. That's the same color we have in our mudroom too, and we love it. It's just basically like the darkest black. But I read several blogs on Pinterest and other places that talked about all the stuff I need to paint the island. And I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna sand it down, I'm gonna use liquid sandpaper. We're going to protect our new floors, and we're gonna fill in some holes. So I'm doing the prep work starting today, and then hopefully I can paint it tomorrow.
I can make it when I walk alone. Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know. I wanna know if I could run through the fire, I could conquer the night. If I can make it, if I try to draw the red lights. I don't know if I can make it when I walk alone. I'm not gonna lose myself. I'll be standing high and I'll win.
If you guys happen to be following along over on our family vlogging channel, which is called The Thornton Life, but it's also always linked to my description box, or over on my Instagram, which is just Joanna _ is that even what they call it? Thornton. And then I also have that link to my description box. You have already seen what my island looks like. But I thought it's fun to also show y'all the process, because I knew that this was going to be a pretty big task, but as I started out, I felt really pumped. But the more I got into it, the more I realized that it truly was so much work. Still 100% worth it. I'm glad that I did it. But if you are setting out to do something like this, just know that it's going to take some time and some patience, lots of energy, and definitely some elbow grease, because I also could have used a drill here, but I just didn't. I didn't at all. And some of the screws were already really, really stripped. And so that made it a little bit more difficult too. And I know there's like little tips and tricks that you can use to get the stripped screws out, but I kind of just painted around it, and we were just hoping for the best.
Like this right now. I don't know if I can make it when I walk alone. I don't know if this road is too long. Guess I'll make it somehow. Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know. To win a surprise that you pay with this tonight. So keep playing hard and aim for the stars. Cause to win a surprise that you pay with this tonight. I'm not gonna lose myself this time.
I read tons of stuff on Pinterest and tons of blogs before I painted this. Again, I didn't go into it thinking I was any type of expert or anything, but I wanted to prepare myself. So I did learn some stuff along the way, and as I go, I will definitely share that with y'all so y'all don't make the same mistakes that I did. But I will definitely say that the prep work that goes into it is so much more than the actual painting, and that's really the way it should be. Like, you want to sand, and you want to clean, and you want to protect your floors and all that type of stuff. And then once you do all that, the painting is the easy part. It truly is. So this prep work took a good bit of time, like almost an entire day.
What if the world had more of your smile? What
What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word.
Okay, I am calling on all of my teacher friends out there because I am getting teacher gifts together for Christmas time. I've already done the school bus driver and I already have a couple things for the teachers, but I would just like to know, what is one of your favorite gifts or your favorite type of gifts that you've ever received from a student? So I remember asking this on Instagram last year and a lot of y'all saying just basically the stuff that you don't want, which is candles and coffee cups, and I can't remember what else, but a lot of y'all were saying, I mean, like, of course, an Amazon gift card is never a bad idea, and maybe something personalized. Y'all know I love doing stuff with my Cricut, but at the same time, I don't just want to give a teacher something just because I had fun making it. I want them to truly enjoy it. But I know that there's probably stuff out there that I'm not really thinking about. So if you are a teacher, or you know a teacher well, or you were a teacher at some point, what was your favorite gift that you ever got?
Dreaming of you. 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 What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
I was trying my hardest to wipe stuff up and kind of clean as I go, you know, like when you're cooking and you clean as you go and then it's not that overwhelming after you're done eating. But there was a ton of like fallout from the sanding, which there was no way I could move the island outside, so I had to sand inside. It wasn't actually nearly as messy as it was when I tried to do the pew inside, so it wasn't too bad. I went a little crazy on one side of the island, and then for the rest of the sanding, I didn't push down nearly as hard, and the vacuum got most of it up. So I also wanted to fill in the holes from where they put the new quarter rounds. It's just tiny little holes, but sometimes I feel like filling them in makes a huge difference, and it just makes it look like a more finished and smooth look. I do think a little bit of the prep work that I did was excessive. Like I probably didn't need to sand and do liquid sandpaper, but to me it just felt good to know that I've like covered all my bases.
Occasionally I need to breathe. Stop me for a second, I got needs. Occasionally I set them free. Don't hold me back now, I'm in the lead. This so bravely, steady steps on the ground. Hate me, but I ain't never coming down, never coming down. 'Cause lately, I've been dancing on my own so bravely. Another round on my mind. Hate me, but I ain't never coming down, never coming down. I'm never coming down, never coming down.
Okay, so this is another thing I read about in one of the blogs, was using this crud cutter stuff. I found it at Home Depot, and to just make sure you get all of the gunk off of the surface that you're painting. Now, I will say, because I sanded, there really wasn't any gunk or anything, but this stuff did help, especially with like the cabinet doors and the drawers, areas that I couldn't really sand that well, because especially with the trash can drawer pull out, it was really gross, and this stuff cut out all of the nastiness. But again, this is just me trying to make sure that I'm being as thorough as possible, getting everything cleaned and wiped down, and then just going in right after that with liquid sandpaper, which I've used this before when I'm doing dressers or stuff like that. I feel like it really, really works. And I don't know if there's anybody out there who has used it and you just feel like it doesn't. But to me, all of the stuff that I've used this on and then painted has stayed painted really, really well.
I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Cause I'm getting stronger. Cause I'm getting stronger. Lately, I've been dancing on my own so bravely. Steady steps.
If you've been around for a while, you probably do know this, but for those of you who might be newer or missed it, when we first moved into this house, this island was brown. And so a couple weeks actually before we moved in, I had it last minute painted because the brown in it just pulled so much red that it was just, I couldn't get past it. So some guys came in and painted it gray, and they honestly just really did not do the best job on it. After I got this job done and looked at it, I was like, I think I did better than they did. And I was proud of myself because I knew I didn't have any experience or skills or anything. But I did have like thoroughness on my side because I knew I was going to be super thorough and not really rush myself too much to the point where I do a bad job. So anyways, they painted it this gray color, and all along I've known that I wanted to paint it a different color, but then as it's been chipping a ton over the years, I knew that it was time because it was starting to look pretty worn down.
You're the opposite of me, like sun and rain, and drama on the TV. It's full of pain, but we're the good part, the happy ending, unexpected plot twist. We always save me. We're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Somehow we make sense. We're the only one who knows it. Our feelings never tense. We don't need no water under the bridge. We're the good part, the happy ending, unexpected plot twist. We always say we're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it.
I was almost laughing at myself as I was doing this just because this is the type of person that I am, but I always start like these big projects when it's not a convenient time at all. But then I was also mentioning on Instagram, like, when even is a convenient time? Because it seems like there's always something going on, so you just have to do it and hope for the best. But Thanksgiving was not the day after this, but 2 days after. And we ended up having Mark's parents over, and I really did not have time at all to do this. But I made time, I forced it to happen. And I'm sure most of you guys know Kristen Casper, but she was messaging me when I was posting these Insta stories about like, why do I do this to myself and always do things like at the craziest times? And she was like, we are the same person. I think it's like this rush that you get from knowing that you have to get it done and you don't have an option, and it's like it forces you into it. Honestly, it's a procrastination issue for me. It might not be for her, but for me it totally is, and I know that I'm always going to get it done, so I just wait until basically the last minute.
on over if you want to. We can watch some TV, watch some Netflix if you want. You can come on over if you want to. We can do whatever we want to, baby. I've been missing you like crazy lately, but I don't think you feel the same thing, baby. Well, maybe you do, 'cause you love me like the seasons change. You're hotter than July. You're cold, you switch so fast. Love me like
Y'all will see from this angle, I did not really care too much about getting paint on the underside of the granite. I don't think the previous guys did either, and I just don't really see the big deal unless someone's laying on the floor. They're not really going to see it, and I just didn't feel like taping it off. It didn't seem like something important to do, so I didn't do it. But you guys probably also noticed how I did add some Floetrol, so everything I read said to add that. And the thing is, I haven't ever really painted a piece of furniture like this before, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, like for instance if I didn't use the Floetrol. So it does seem like everything is smooth and everything looks really good, but everything I've ever painted is pretty smooth, I feel like, just because I try to go over it and try to be like really careful about the way that I paint. So I can't say for sure that this like definitely helped, but I bet it did. I bet it would have looked not quite as good without the Floetrol, but I think you add about 8 ounces per gallon. So that Floetrol thing was like $7 on Amazon, so it would last for a really long time.
I've been missing you like crazy lately, but I don't think you feel the same thing, baby. Well, maybe you do. I don't have a clue, 'cause you love me like the seasons change. You're hotter than July. You're cold, you switch so fast. Love me like the seasons change. You're hotter than July. You're cold, you switch so fast. Love me like the seasons change. You're hotter than July. You're cold, you switch so fast. Love me like the seasons change. You're hotter than July. You're cold, you switch so fast.
This process right here was probably the most tedious, so I did decide to go over every single drawer and cabinet with the crud cutter, and I just wanted to get them super cleaned and wiped down, and then I went over everything with the liquid sandpaper. I didn't really want to sand these. The sander doesn't get to a lot of the grooves, and so it kind of seems like it's pointless. So that's why I did the liquid sandpaper, which worked really well, or at least I feel like it did. And then the paint went on super smoothly. But this was a point in the night, I just remember this. It was like getting really late, and I think Mark had already gone to bed. The kids were in bed, and I wanted to push through and get this done because it's so much easier to do all these tasks when everyone's in bed and I don't have anyone distracting me. But I got really tired. I got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I've got to go to bed. I think it was like 3 a.m. and y'all know I'm such a night owl. I really am. But lately, maybe it's just the busyness of this holiday season and things pulling me in 8 million different directions. But I get so tired. I've been falling asleep on the couch. I've been falling asleep in the bed like way before I thought I should. Or I'll wake up the next morning with my glasses still on. So maybe it is just this season of life we're in right now, but I'm definitely loving my sleep a little bit more.
She pulls the trigger and I'm just blown away downright. My mind's indifferent to know what's wrong or right. Her bite is bittersweet, 'cause I'm stuck between her lines. She silenced me with words that shouldn't be combined. Oh, I can't go on. Yeah, I must be strong, 'cause I'm weighing us down. Just a little bit of you and I go by to make things right. I know you see
this whole thing was such a big project, and I know some of y'all over on Instagram were saying like, I can't even do this in this amount of time. How in the world did you paint your whole island? I devoted a ton of time to it, first of all, and it did take, I guess, 1 full day total, but it was broken up because, like I said, I started to get tired and I was painting these cabinet doors and they were taking forever to dry, and I finally was like, I'm going to bed and I will revisit this in the morning. And also, I did not film every single detail of painting the island because it took a lot of time. It would have been so much footage that I would have dropped and then had to really speed up or end up deleting anyway. So I did go over the entire island one more time because I thought that would just be a good idea to make sure that it's evenly coated and that it's like maybe not gonna chip quite as easily. And then I went over all the drawers again too before I put them on. This is the next day and I was just starting to put everything back on. It's like the best feeling ever knowing that it's almost done and you're in the home stretch. Something I feel like I should probably address because I know that y'all have noticed, I did not paint the insides of the cabinets. It's just not something that bothers me or makes me feel like should be done. And I haven't thought twice about it since it has been done. So my thought process was like, if I put them back on and then over the next few weeks I keep opening them and looking at them and feeling like, oh, I should have done this, then I'll take them back off because that's not that difficult. But it would have been like a whole other drying process that I didn't really want to do or didn't really have time to do. So I left them unpainted and they haven't bothered me one bit, and it definitely saved me some time.
Let me level with you. Let me be in your crew. I just wanna be free. Be with people like me. I'm so not in the mood to be broken and blue. I just wanna go dance. Baby, find me some romance. I don't wanna talk tonight. I don't wanna waste another night. I just wanna hit the floor. Maybe somewhere I haven't been before. I don't wanna kill the vibe. I don't wanna feel it if it don't feel.
This was honestly one of my biggest mistakes, but looking back, I'm trying to think about how I would have done it differently because you're obviously trying to protect your floors, so you set out your tape. But then the tape sticks to the paint at the bottom, and then when you're peeling it, it just peels the paint up or it doesn't peel the tape up. And so I was super frustrated when I started pulling all this away, realizing that it was messing up the bottom part of the island and I didn't know what I was going to do about it. And it took me forever to pull just the blue tape up because it was so stuck. So what I ended up doing, and I didn't film it because I was frustrated in the moment and I was like, oh my word, I already have so much painting and all this kind of crazy footage I don't need anymore. And so I did end up getting all the blue tape up, even if it pulled up some of the paint too. And then I put out the frog tape, which is that green tape that just looks just like painter's tape. And I went along the entire bottom of the island and painted it, and I pulled up the tape while the paint was wet. That is like the biggest thing that you need to do because once it's dry, it's not a good situation. And thank goodness it was not nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Like, it wasn't as time consuming as I thought it was going to be, and it fixed everything. So I was so relieved. But when I first started peeling that tape back, I was like, no.
Take it away,
So this was Thanksgiving morning now, and Mark's parents were about to be there. I was just trying to finish up the dishes, and I was also trying to get the food going that we were going to be eating that day. But I wanted to get everything tidied up and presentable. And then here in a little bit, which is really a few days later, the bar stools that I ordered from Target came in, and I'm going to put those together and show y'all how they look at the island. I am really, really loving them.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, you seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow colder. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you.
I did end up moving the rug in the living room. I'll have to show y'all that in the next video, how it looks, and I just think it looks so much better. And I also want to pick y'all's brain for furniture placement on down the road, like when the Christmas tree is gone. We really, really want some more seating in the living room, not just for our family, but when we have friends and family over too. So I know it's kind of hard to explain, I guess, in a comment, but I would love to know how y'all think the furniture should be set up in the living room. Like, say if we added another couch or maybe a love seat or even another chair, but I think that just one more chair is not going to be that much more seating. It might end up being what we do, but I just don't know how much more seating that would add. But anyways, I'm adding this greenery that I added last year and loved so much that I didn't even want to take it down. It's just so beautiful. And trying to get the rest of the kitchen just wiped down so I can finish. I ended up making chicken spaghetti for Thanksgiving. We didn't have like a traditional meal. None of us are like huge fans of that, like the turkey and the stuffing and all that. So I made chicken spaghetti, and we had salad and fruit and rolls and a bunch of other stuff, and it was really, really good.
Should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. We keep on talking and talking, talking and talking. Memories come back when I'm with you. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you.
I am so bummed because as I'm doing these voiceovers, these bar stools are out of stock on Target's website, and these honestly are just perfect for what we need them for. They're much lighter weight than our previous bar stools. They were super heavy and just really dark, and these lighten things up a good bit. I do think that they have the black ones in this style, so I'll just put the link for these in the description box, and you can always sign up to be notified if it does happen to come back in stock. But I know I mentioned this before, but I knew I wanted like a natural wood color, and all of these were so easy to put together. That's another thing that I love so much. I already had one. I ordered them all 4 together off the Target website, and then they delivered 1, and I was like, I think I ordered 4, and then they delivered the other 3 the next day. So they all got here, and that's all that matters. I do like to put these felt pads on the bottom of our bar stools just because they slide a little bit easier, and I feel like they're less likely to scratch the floor, even though our floors don't really scratch that easily. At least I haven't seen any scratches yet or felt any. So I still like to keep things protected just in case.
You rush Dashing across the main street. When you first laid eyes on me, I remember 'cause I noticed you turned your head to really see. Now you've been busy walking that same old way, so you can't see me. Time to step up our game.
Y'all will have to let me know what you think about the island and the bar stools in the comments. I'm so happy that it is done. I know a lot of y'all have been asking, like, when are you painting the island? And now it's finally done, and y'all can just like breathe a breath of fresh air, because I actually did something I said I was gonna do. But don't forget that I have pretty much everything linked in my description box if you need anything, but do not hesitate to ask me if there's something that you don't see. Don't forget to check out BetterHelp too, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love y'all.
Closed in mind, it's safe to say that I feel rich. I have been busy trying to